Okay, so let's continue forward and understand how to build this page procedurally the correct way so it's SEO, search engine friendly. It has a flexible design to it, so let's move forward. Okay, so in our first video, we talked about tagging content. So as an example, this has been tagged H1 tag. This is a paragraph. This is an H2 tag, etc., etc., etc. Now, there's 92 in HTML4. There's 92 HTML tags. In HTML5, they added about a dozen or so new tags for HTML5. But the tag is what talks to the content. The tag talks to the content. So something has to be tagged in order to affect something. So anytime I want to select a tag, I simply come down here to the bottom left to select that particular tag. If I select the body tag, that's going to select the whole entire content. Now, very important to understand here. Right now, I'm going to put cursor here. This is the emphasis tag. This is telling me the emphasis tag is inside the paragraph tag, which is inside the body tag. That's just the path to get to that particular tag. So in this particular case, this is the strong tag. Strong tag when strong is inside a paragraph, when paragraph is inside the body. Now, the body is a little redundant because everything's inside the body. Okay, so if you look at your code for a second, I know we said we're going to stay away from code, but I just want to share with you how simple this is. Everything is inside the body tag. Here's the starting body tag. Here's the ending body tag. So what goes inside the body tag? The content, the images, the QuickTime movies, graphics, logos, all that information goes inside the body tag. So it's really that type of thinking. It's really, really that straightforward. So let's move forward, okay? Now, this particular page doesn't have much structure to it, meaning it has no width, it has no height, it just has a bunch of content. So if we were to go to live view is what the page would look like on a web browser. So this is what a page would look like on a web browser. Now, again, we're not talking about FTP. FTP I cover in a separate video. So this is not FTP, but this is what the page would look like in live view. Now, a couple of shortcuts here. I can zoom out of my page by hitting Command minus. I can zoom into my page by hitting Command plus. So if you look down here in the bottom right-hand corner, this is 100% view as opposed to a bigger view. So here's a 200% view, 150% view, a 400% view. Now, this doesn't change the way the page publishes. It simply changes the visual view so you can affect things inside of Dreamweaver. So Command key minus zooms out, Command key plus zooms in. Control for Windows, Control minus, Control plus. Okay. Now, okay. This page has no structure. It has a lot of tags, but it has no structure. The structure is going to be defined with CSS rules. So the rules basically structure the tags. The tags are going to basically have rules. So as an example, exact vocabulary without rules for the page, the browser takes over. So as an example, I have Netscape and Internet Explorer and Firefox and Chrome and Opera and Safari. These are different browsers. Those browsers are set to different default settings. So as an example, this is my default setting for my H1 tag. This is my default setting for my paragraph tag. Dreamweaver defaults to Times Roman 16 pixels. Okay, there's 72 pixels to an inch. 72 pixels equals 1 inch. Therefore, half inch is 36 pixels. Half of that is 18 pixels. So it's kind of important to understand that the web-based application understands pixels. Desktop publishing programs like WorkExpress, InDesign, Illustrator, Photoshop, they're point-based. It's sort of similar, but it's not exactly the same. So here's what we're going to do here. This is my P for paragraph. Now understand something very, very important. This P tag is the same as this P tag, which is the same as this P tag. So as an example, there's not something called P1, P2, P3. Now, how can I get a complete list of all my tags? That's a very simple thing to do. Inside your CSS palette, if you click right here where it says New CSS Rule, okay, now We're not going to create a rule right now. I just want to share with you that if you go to tag, these are a full list of A to Z HTML tags. Now these can involve HTML4 and HTML5 tags. So as an example, the canvas tag, the B for bold tag, the body tag, the line break tag, the anchor tag for hyperlinks, etc., etc. So that's just under tag. I'm going to cancel this for a second. So very important vocabulary here, guys. I'm going to teach you how to think the way the software thinks. So this is a P for paragraph. So I could select the tag. You're going to hear me say this again and again and again. Select the tag, make a rule. Select the tag on the bottom left, come over here to our CSS palette, click this little cut right here and make a CSS rule. We're going to pull this down to tag. This is going to put the P for paragraph tag because that's the tag we selected. So as an example, if we selected the body tag, select the tag, make a rule, this would put the body tag there. Now in this particular case, it's the body tag inside the paragraph tag. If I say less specific, I just get the paragraph tag. So let's do this again. We select the body tag. By default, it's going to select the body tag plus the paragraph tag. This is select a compound. Compound simply means combination of tags. More than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we select tag right now, this is just going to select the body tag. So as an example here, we're about to set the rule for the entire page. The default typeface is Times Roman 15 to 16 pixels. We're going to change that. How to do this? We select the tag, select the body tag, and come over here and make a rule. Select the tag, make a rule. In order to affect the tag, we need to select the tag. We select the tag to affect the tag. We come over here to the plus symbol and CSS rule. So we're going to select tag because we don't want to do more than one tag. That would be compound combination here. We're simply going to select tag, which is the body tag. Okay. Now, what does it say right here? This says rule definition for body, not paragraph, not H1. It says based on the tag that we selected. In order to affect the tag, we need to select the tag, bottom left-hand corner. So we're going to set a font family. Now, what does this mean? That means that we're going to pick a range of typefaces. If the person doesn't have Tacoma their type on their computer, it's going to default to Geneva. And if they don't have that, it'll default to a sans serif. Sans being the French word for without a hook, without a curve. So as an example, Times Roman Palatino will be a serif typeface. Serifs have little hooks on them, the little curves. Okay, so we're going to pick a sans serif typeface. We're going to pick Tacoma, and we're going to make this. Let's make this 14 pixels. Now, very important step here: avoid redundancies. What do I mean by that? Well, this typeface is black, so it'd be very silly of me to come over here and pick black because it defaults to black. Okay, so once you're in your CSS palette, these are my different choices. Get in the habit of looking at choices. I can change my background color. I can change my box dimensions. We'll talk about that when we do div tags, division tags. So go to the category called type. We're simply going to make this Tacoma 16 pixels, and we're going to hit apply. This is going to show you the change before I hit OK. So this entire page now defaults to Tacoma 14 pixels, and I hit OK. Make a change, save a change. So I set, if I roll this down here, I set the body copy for the entire site. Pretty cool. So now my H1 tag is still set to its default size. Now, if you're happy with that, do you have to make a rule for every single tag? Absolutely not. But if you don't make rules, you're going to have chaos because the browser is going to interpret the page. So the whole objective here with rules, by the way, exact vocabulary, because what does it say down here? It says new CSS rule. carve that into stone. It's a rule for the tag. It's not a setting. It's not a this. It's not a that. It's not a widget. It's a rule. If you look at some other videos online, they call it the settings. Well, that's confusing. It's not called setting. It's called a rule. It's the rule for the tag that you selected. In order to affect the tag, you need to select the tag. So how can I create a rule for the H1 tag? Well, I put my cursor inside the tag. I come down here to the bottom left and I select the tag. In order to affect the tag, you need to select the tag. It could not be simpler than this. I come over here to my plus symbol and I click New CSS Rule. Okay, we're going to select tag. We just wanted to affect the H1 tag. So what does this dialog box say? It says CSS rule definition for H1. Doesn't say repeat for paragraph or strong or emphasis or anything else because that's the tag we selected. In order to affect the tag, you need to select the tag. Now, very important step here. It'd be foolish of us, again, to change this to Tacoma, Geneva. And this is a very simple mistake that most people make. Don't create redundancies. So you can certainly make this a different typeface. I can make this apply. I can make the H1 tag different, but I certainly don't want to make it the same. That would be foolish. That would be redundant. So in this particular case, we're not going to change the font family. We are going to change the default H1's font size. So let's just make this 24 pixels. If I hit the apply option, this is now 24 pixels high. And just because we can, based on these choices, we're going to go and change the text transformation to uppercase. We're going to change the color to this purple color. So if I hit the apply option, I've now made a rule for the H1 tag because I selected the tag, make a rule. Selected the tag, make a rule. Now, what I want to share with you is by clicking these different dialog boxes over here, you want to change an existing rule. By the way, you simply double click. You can double click or you can hit the pencil icon on the bottom right hand corner. Now, if I go to my code mode here for a second, and scroll up to the top of the page, this is the code that I created for the CSS rules. Now, back in the day, we had to learn how to write this from scratch. It's actually very simple, but you don't have to do this. I just want to share with you very simply that Dreamweaver will do all the work for you. You just have to know where to click, where to go, what menu to pull down. That's my job, to teach you to think how the software thinks. It's a very different approach, but it's a very straightforward approach. It's an approach I've been using since 1987, 25 years. So I started when I was 4. Now, I'll be 53 this year. Okay, so there's a rule for the H1 tag. Now, in addition to doing that, so in this particular case, this is a H2 tag, and this is an H3 tag. And if I come down here and hit the return key to make a new paragraph, I can select this paragraph by just putting my cursor there, and this is an H3 tag. How do I know that? Because it says this on the bottom left-hand corner. So I can make this an H4 tag by hitting Command key 4. So how can I talk to different tags at the same time? I can do that very simply by separating it with a comma. A comma separates multiple tag options. So as an example, I can select the tag. I'm going to select the tag, the H2 tag. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to make a rule. Make a rule for the selected tag. Select the tag, make a rule. Select the tag, make a rule. Get that into your head. At 2 o'clock in the morning when you're trying to sleep, I want you to hear my voice saying, select the tag, make a rule. Make a rule for the selected tag. In order to affect the tag, we need to select the tag. So I click and I go to tag. Now, in this particular case, I just don't want to do the H2 tag. I want to do the H3 tag, the H4 tag, and the H5 tag. I cannot do it from this pull-down menu. This is for single tags. So I have to select compound for combination tags. So I don't want to say body H2. I want to say less specific. I just want to say H2, comma, no space, H3, comma, H4, comma, H5. We'll move to H6. Okay, so I hit OK. So this is just comma separated tags. I can talk to more than one selector tag by doing the comma. Okay, now which one of these options would I not, NOT, not want to change? Okay, the answer is these different H1, H2, H3, H4, these represent different sizes. So it'd be very foolish of me to put in 20 here, because I just defeated the purpose of why I use these different sizes. So I am not going to change the font size in this particular case. But just because I can, I'm going to change the font family. So we're going to make this Courier. Courier, bolder, text transformation. I don't want to make this uppercase. I'm going to make this capitalized, and I'm going to make this orange, a burnt orange color, something like this. So if I hit the apply option, what did it affect? It affected based on these rule structure. I'm going to drag this up to here. This is going to be H2, H3, H4, H5 tag. So therefore, if something falls under that category, it's going to change those rules. So as an example, if I put my cursor here and I hit Command 2, it changed the tag from an H1 tag to an H2 tag. Vice versa. If I select this small tag down here and I hit Command 1, then this is now an H1 tag. You understand? Because that's how it was tagged, so that's how the rules read the tag. Select the tag, make a rule. Select the tag, make a rule. Now in our first video, we arbitrarily selected some of our type and we made it bold, which created the strong tag. So I'm going to arbitrarily just select some of these words here, and I'm going to make it bold. Double click, come down here to the palette, make it bold. Double click, come down here to the palette, make it bold. Double click, come down here to the palette, make it bold. And double click, let's do this one, this word right here, make it bold. We'll do one more, double click, and make it bold. Now, that created the strong tag. Okay, so I can create a rule for the strong tag. Now, do you have to create a rule for every single tag? Absolutely not. If you're happy with strong being bold and black, then go on with your life. But in this particular case, we want to make our strong tags different. So as an example, we want to make our strong tags for this particular website red. So how do I do that? I select the tag strong, and I make a rule. Select the tag, make a rule. Now, I just want to share with you something here. If you select tag, you're just going to get the word strong. But if you want to talk to a strong tag when strong is inside of paragraph, then you can do that specifically, which means it wouldn't affect the H1 or the H2 tags because they are not paragraphs. So this structure is going to talk to exactly the rule structure that you want to write to. So in this particular case, I don't want to talk to the body. I don't want to talk to the paragraph. I'm going to select less specific. If you select more specific, it's going to go back up the hierarchy from strong to body to, from body to paragraph to strong. So to keep this simple, we're going to say less specific and select the strong tag. Okay? So in this particular case, we're not going to change the font family or the size or anything else but the color. We're going to make the color red. So if I hit the apply option, everything that we tagged with strong is now going to be red, including the H1 tag, the H2 tag, the H3 tag, because that's what we told it to do. So strong, I'm going to put right here. So if you were to tag this word, double click with bold, that word is now going to be red because that was my rule structure. If I was to select this multiple text chain right here and make that bold, that's going to be red because that's what I told it to do based on this rule structure. I selected the tag, made a rule. The rule for strong in this particular case is now red. Now, very important step here. This gets into the thinking philosophy. Again, just double click this word here and make it bold. So therefore it's going to be red. Now, let's think about something here. I have a strong tag. I set my strong tag to red. Now, in this particular case, it's going to affect the whole entire page. But let's say I don't want to affect the strong tag when strong tag is inside of H1. So as an example, this is a strong tag inside of H1. So how can I rule specifically for strong when strong is inside of H1? Absolute child's play. I select the tag. I select the tag. Understand something. Selecting this tag is different than selecting this tag, which is different than selecting this tag. So whatever tag you select is the tag you're going to affect. It could not be simpler than that, guys. Nobody else teaches this method. This is my own personal method. Most videos confuse the heck out of you, and reading books, forget about it. Books are so confusing. They go into the code and the philosophy and the theory. They're just going to fill your head with nonsense. My objective, I have one simple objective in mind, to teach you this program to make money. It's all about making money. If you know how to do this program, you can make a lot of money. Okay, so the whole objective of my training is to teach you the skill set. I teach all Adobe programs. 25 years of experience teaching Adobe software, from After Effects to Photoshop to InDesign and of course web design. Okay, so my techniques are quicker, faster ways to think to get you to be better at what you do, so you can make your clients happier, so you can build your websites quicker, so therefore you can make more money. Okay, so I'm going to select the tag and I'm going to select the strong tag. So in this particular case, I'm going to select the tag, come over here to the right, make a rule. So I'm going to pull this down to compound for combination. Compound means more than one. Now, I typically never include the body tag because that's implied. Everything's inside the body tag. When I create my rule structure, I don't want to say body H1, body H2, body paragraph, etc., etc. I simply want to talk to that particular tag. But in this particular case, I do want to be this specific. I do want to say strong tag when strong is inside of H1. Okay, so I hit OK. So what's the name of this dialog box? The name of this dialog box is CSS rule definition for strong when strong is inside of H1. Very, very cool stuff here, guys. I can specifically talk to certain tags in the order that they appear in the structure. So I can say in this particular case, I want to make a strong tag. Let's make our strong tag green, but it's only going to make a green strong tag when strong is inside of H1. So how cool is that? So this is exactly what I told it to do. I said to create strong when strong is inside of H1. Now, you always want ranges in the hierarchy of how it appears on the page. That's just a good habit to get into. So if I scroll down here, I can see that this word is now green because that's been tagged with strong. So if I double click here and I make this bold, that's the strong tag. So therefore, it's going to be green. Okay, so I can do the same thing with my H2 tag. Now I have an H2 tag to H2, H3, H4, and H5 simply for the structure and the size and the color and the capitalization, but I don't have something specific for strong. So again, how do I do that? I select the tag, down here to the bottom left-hand corner, select the tag, and make a rule. We're making a rule with that selected tag. Again, we're going to go to compound, which stands for combination. So less specific. strong tag when strong is inside of H2. So when strong is inside of H2, in this particular case, I want to make the color, let's make it this light kind of bluish color. And just because we can visually, now this is something you would not typically do, but I just want to share with you the flexibility of the program. We're going to make a strong tag instead of H2 blue. So if I hit the apply option, it's now blue when it's inside of H2. But if just because we can put a line through this. So now it's going to be blue with a line through it. I don't know if you can see that very well, but the line's there. So if you were to double click this word right here and make this bold, it's going to be blue. Make a change, save a change. Good habit to get into. So we're going to continue on in the next video. We're going to build a structure for this page by creating what's called div tags. Div tag is something that really confuses people. Div simply stands for division. We're going to go very in-depth on how to build a professional site using div tags, using floats, all kinds of cool stuff with div tags in the next video. So stay tuned. Please go to facebook.com/think, learn, earn. Like my Facebook page. That encourages me to do more videos. Also, if you want to get the most updated news, subscribe to my videos. Also, like my video. Thank you.